is that you can come lost and maybe Cambodia helps you find yourself, because Cambodia has that magic about it, right? How is everybody doing today? I hope you guys are doing well. We are about to touch down. Okay. Where was I? Where did I left off? Oh yeah. YouTubers. There's a lot of YouTubers making great Cambodian content, and just because it's fresh in my mind, I just want to talk about it right now. Reboot My Life. Hash Siem Reap. Man, that gentleman is sharing some wisdom, guys. He mentioned some good key points about Cambodia. He said Cambodia is an easy place to live. It's super chill. If you wanted to like hide out, get away from things, get away from life a little bit, Cambodia gives that to you. And in return, Cambodia asks nothing of you. He said that Cambodians, like, they don't question you while you're here, and all that cool information that he gave. And I have to agree with all of them. I never even thought about it until he brought it up in his video, because he's much older and he has a lot of wisdom to share, and boy was he sharing it. And you know, when you came to Cambodia, he mentioned Cambodia is not gonna, you know, how do I say this, fix your life. You almost have to come here almost fixed, I guess. I don't have a good way to phrase that, but basically, if you are, you know, back home is not feeling good, you're depressed, you just feel empty, nothing you can do is gonna fill that void, okay? Because I think you have to search deeper. If you're feeling that way, oftentimes, and maybe this is for me, I've been taking from life and not giving back. So when you give back and you do good things, life rewards you and you feel more full. But if you just take, and you know, that basket that you're trying to fill up never fills up. So you're always gonna feel super empty, and Cambodia is a very dangerous place for that. He talks about habits, you know, your habits that you have back home. When you come to Cambodia and you bring that with you, you're gonna attract the bad things. And it's so true, because it goes back to like who you are. If you're walking around with good energy, you're gonna get good energy. But if you're walking around, you know, like the world owes you something, man, you are gonna get a rude awakening. So give me 1 second, guys. Let me order my grab. Yeah, check out his YouTube channel. Check out combo vlogs. I love to see expats who love Cambodia, and I think that's the secret to being happy in Cambodia, is that you can come lost and maybe Cambodia helps you find yourself, because Cambodia has that magic about it, right? Where it's super easy, super kind, and you kind of need that. You kind of need to see that. Especially for me, when I came from LA, it was more like a dog-eat-dog world. Everyone's for themselves, everyone's fighting for their place in the world, and I just felt like I was always in a fight. But here, you know, I don't feel that. I feel I feel welcome and I feel wanted, and that's such a beautiful feeling. Oh my gosh, it's so hot today. Okay, let me wait for my tuk-tuk and then we will talk some more. I've been doing a lot of thinking about how to get some of you guys here, and that's just how I operate, right? I always find solutions. I don't like to complain about things and just to complain. I like to find solutions. And if some of you want to move here, if you can find a part-time job that you can do remotely, I think that is the best way to come live abroad, because Cambodia with the visa situation is very easy. You can get a 1-year visa for like $300, so you could be here for 1 year. And in Cambodia you don't need to kill it, especially with US dollars. So if you can just get a part-time remote job that you can do anywhere, I think you're winning. Because with $1,500, and believe me, it goes a super long way. You're gonna live in a kick-ass condo with a pool, a gym. You're gonna be able to go out. You're gonna be able to eat out. All the things that you weren't able to do in your regular life in the States, you're gonna be able to do here. And the people you meet just going out. Also in Cambodia, most people speak English, especially when you're in Phnom Penh and Siem Reap, Battambang. English, you're gonna find someone. You're always gonna find someone that speaks English, so don't worry too much about the language barrier. But if you take the time to learn a couple words, the people here, they love you. Their arms open up for you. So yeah. And or I think another good way to travel, not just to Cambodia but just anywhere, if you have money saved up and they fire you from your job, don't be so quick to rush into getting a new one. I think that's the biggest mistake, and here's why. When you rush into a new job, it's gonna take time for you to build that PTO for you to travel. So I think you should just travel first, live off unemployment for 6 months. I think that's how much they give you. I would milk that, and don't even feel bad. You know why? You earned it. That's your taxpayers' dollars, right? So you're just paying it forward, and that's the best time to reinvent yourself, to discover yourself. Now, that's not going to be the case for everyone, because I know in the States, even though we make more, we also spend more. The cost of living, just paying bills, it really just financially takes the beating out of you. So I read something on Google where it said that, you know, the average American doesn't even have $1,000 in their bank account, and that's scary to even think about, right? Not even $1,000. And even if you have $1,000, man, if you get laid off, or I don't know, you get some parking tickets, something like that, it's gonna really suffocate you. So that's something we need to start thinking about. You know, we're all getting older, and I reached that point in my life. I started thinking about, you know, if I were to buy a house, I would have been stuck paying a 30-year mortgage, and me making money for 30 years not even guaranteed. Also, once I'm done paying the house, I always have to pay taxes. And one thing that's never going to stop is cost of living. That's going to keep going up. So I can understand why a lot of expats, you know, they end up either selling their property and moving to a foreign country, or you know, if they stay, they're going to end up losing everything anyways, or they're just going to spend all their money. So I'm just trying to be in front of it, where, hey, I don't want to wait till I'm 70 to travel, to retire, to, you know, to finish the rest of my life. Heck, if I can do it now, I'm gonna do that. When you're here, you know, you don't stress about a lot of things. No politics, no agenda, no if I'm right, you're right. And that's one thing, you know, I don't like about America, is that they tell us we have free speech. You know, we're allowed to speak freely, but we're not really, because the minute you speak your mind, there's always someone that's gonna attack you. There's always a group of someone that's always gonna attack you. And I guess the best teacher in life is experience. So if I don't have experience, or I never been, or I never even, have knowledge about that subject, I would rather just listen. And that's just personal growth. I've learned a lot about myself over the years. I work on listening more these days, and just sharing knowledge, because there's someone out there who has done it and who's where you want to be, and they're giving you all this great information, and all we have to do is research it and find it and try not to make the same mistakes. And before I get to the gym, I definitely want to thank each and every one of you who subscribe. Thank you, Akon Chan. Hopefully I can find some more Cambodians to speak with me, because I feel like I need to speak more Cambodian, for my Cambodian family, for the Cambodian people out there, and for me. It makes me better. So take care, guys, and thank you so much.